Chris Bumstead, five-time Classic Physique Mr. Olympia, has just confirmed that he is going to retire at the age of 30. And there is very little time left for this, as he is about to turn 29. He disclosed this information in a podcast he did in Brazil, a country he also visited for business and training with Ramon Dino. Chris is not very open about his life and personal matters. Although he hasn't revealed much, I will share what he said and also discuss the reasons I believe he is stepping away. He states that he set the age of 30 as his limit a long time ago, beyond which he did not want to compete. This might catch some attention, considering that classic bodybuilders tend to have longer careers than open competitors. A man weighing about 20 kilos or 45 pounds less muscle than he would in the open category doesn't need to subject his body to as much wear and tear. It's not uncommon for some classic bodybuilders to remain at the highest level even in their 40s, like Breon Ansley or Alex Cambronero, while open bodybuilders often face health issues much earlier. In Chris Bumstead's case, I don't believe it's due to steroids. Honestly, I don't think he uses as much. I think he doesn't need it, having very privileged genetics. However, he has an autoimmune disease where his body attacks itself. He always mentions the need to be careful with his diet, the stuff he takes. His organs are quite delicate. Despite his outwardly sculpted physique, his organs may not have such good genetics. This could be the primary reason, but don't worry, there are many other reasons, and I'll share them now. Injuries are another factor. Chris Bumstead's body is starting to show many signs. Some say issues with his quadriceps are due to insertions, but it's not normal. It's a consequence of an injury. He confirmed having a quadriceps injury, and his hamstring also has a peculiar shape. I can't confirm whether it's an injury. I think it could be the muscle insertion, but there's also the example of the biceps. In one Olympia, he appeared with a damaged, swollen bicep. In the last Olympia, his arms were fine, but he also had an injury in his lats. cbum is prone to injuries. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just the way it is. Some bodybuilders never get injured, even when pushing themselves, like Hadi Choopan, who trains like a powerlifter. Then there are others who injure their biceps lifting 12 kilos dumbbells. Chris Bumstead is starting to face issues in each preparation, getting injured, experiencing discomfort and pain. To make matters worse, the Olympia judges said Chris Bumstead hadn't improved. They even mentioned his lower body was slightly worse than the previous year. This is crucial. The Olympia judges are saying he's not improving anymore, maybe even regressing, while Dino was told the opposite, that he was on the rise, and if he made that improvement for the next year, he would take the crown. On top of this, Chris Bumstead is not usually well psychologically. It's hard to imagine how difficult it must be to be at the focus of all this, with so many people and fans expecting things from you, so many expectations, all multiplied by 10 compared to other bodybuilders. There are health issues, a preparation where you see yourself getting injured, your biceps worsening, or even when your health is not good, and you push through without seeing your best version. Chris has been open about this, explaining how he struggles psychologically during preparations, going through depressive stages. He has spoken more than once about being on the bathroom floor crying. For many, it's hard to imagine the champion this way, but indeed, all this time competing at the highest level, these 5 Olympias are starting to take a toll on him in every aspect. Adding to this, he is soon going to be a father. That has to be a tremendous distraction, completely changing a man's life. He probably wants to focus on his children, be there for them, his wife, his family. In addition to this, he has more businesses, more deals, more travels. He's undoubtedly creating a great legacy. He's already famous and wealthy, but he's likely to become even more so. He and all his future generations, because what he's generating and will generate is unimaginable. If he continues competing, wins 6 Olympias, 7, imagine if he wins 8, surpassing the 9 Olympias that no one has ever achieved. That would be an even more incredible legacy, but I think Chris doesn't have that ambition. He's down to earth and is a person who is increasingly dealing with physical and psychological issues, caring more about other things and starting to prioritize other aspects. Chris is at a point where, very soon, he will leave it. He will dedicate himself to business, also start a family, live his life without that pressure, without that stress, and certainly without shortening it, because he still has time to stop before it's too late. I understand this perfectly. He hasn't given an exact date. I think he should retire before Olympia 2024, because if he competes again and Dino continues to improve, as he has done, there won't be a 6th Olympia for Chris Bumstead. I think Dino has been very close to Chris Bumstead in this Olympia, even beating him in some poses that seemed unthinkable, like the back bicep pose. The president already said that if he focused on the pose that suits him best instead of doing random classic poses, he would beat Chris Bumstead in that pose. But probably, if Chris Bumstead remains the same, or even worsens, and Dino continues to improve, there won't be another Olympia for Chris. I believe the smartest move right now for his future, his public image, his fans, everything, would be to retire before the 2024 Olympia. Many bodybuilders have taken risks, been ambitious, said, "Come on, one more, this is the last one," and have gone home with defeat and their worst version. I don't think that's very satisfying. I don't think it's a good ending point for your career. In my opinion, we are facing two possible scenarios. One, where he competes for the last time in 2024, and there won't be another Chris Bumstead on stage, or one where he doesn't compete in 2024. This last Olympia in 2023 might have been the last time we had the champion, and we didn't know it. To me, that would be the best option. After this, what can we expect? Probably 2024, 2025, and a few more years with Dino as the Classic Physique champion. I don't think anyone currently is close enough to challenge Dino for the crown if Chris leaves. In the coming years, it's practically impossible to know. I would like to see Urs Kalakinski as an Olympian someday. We also have some incredible potential in Classic. What do you think? What do you believe he should do? When do you think it will be? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll read them. And please don't be sad. That's it for today. See you in the next video.